Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, my sous chef, Bridgette Rose, and I, hey Bridgette Rose, will be making our easy, vegan, whole food, plant-based, tasty, delicious cornbread recipe. We hope you enjoy it. So to get started, we are going to do things with our, Dr. Miller, do you think you could give me some corn flour? I actually forgot that. That is our homegrown. It'll be on the left. It'll be on the left, bottom left. All right, but we are going to separate our wets from our dry ingredients. And let's just make sure. That is our homegrown corn flour. When you grow your own food, you grind your own flours, and you don't label. You gotta leave it up to the sniffer test. All right, so let's do our dry ingredients first. Now here is the deal, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be tripling this batch because we're taking this to a party. The oven's ready. And so I am going to give you the single recipe. The normal recipe will be on plantbasedgabriel.com. But on plantbasedgabriel.com, I also have the option to double or triple recipes, so you'll also be able to do that with your convenience. We are going to do 3 cups of gluten-free or wheat flour. This is actually oat flour. Bridgette, you want to help pour it in?
No.
Woo! All right, we just ground that today, actually. And then we are going to do 3 cups, so we're at just under 6 there, of corn flour or corn flour. This is just a ground corn flour that we do. We should be, and these are all whole grains here. There we go, 3 cups of corn flour in there. And then our second to last dry ingredient is some baking soda. And normally the recipe would call for 1 teaspoon, but we are doing a triple batch. So 1, 2, 3. All right. And salt. About a half a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon. If you're someone who eats a lot of salt, then 1 teaspoon would probably do it. Half a teaspoon if you're someone who's used to not eating so much. So there you go. 1, 2, and this is for the triples. 3, and a little bit for good measure. All right, there is our dry ingredients. Bridgette, do you want to give it a little whisk? Woo! Chef Bridgette. Cooking and stirring. How about that? All right, can I see this real quick? We're just gonna mix it all up nice and good there. If you do a single batch, a square glass baking sheet works perfectly. Double or triple batch, this 9x14 glass Pyrex dish comes in really handy. All right, make sure, you really wanna make sure that that baking soda gets mixed in with the other flour and whatnot, because nobody likes to take a big bite of baking soda. Do you, Bridgette Rose? No, you don't. I don't think so. All right, our wet ingredients. First up, 1/4 cup of applesauce, which means that we're going to use 3/4 cup for this recipe, since we're tripling it. And that looks good. Maybe a hair more. Unsweetened organic applesauce, normally the way to go there. Apple cider vinegar. We use 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar in the regular recipe. Since we're tripling it, you can do the math. All right, and our sweetener. If you're someone who does not like maple syrup or sweet cornbread, then don't feel that you have to use all the maple syrup in this recipe. Ladies and gentlemen, we like sweet cornbread here, or at least I do. Dr. Miller's okay with it. But so we're going to use 3 tablespoons of maple syrup in the base recipe, which means 9 tablespoons in this recipe, which means a good deal of maple syrup. But hey, we're tripling the batch for a lot of people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, 9. That was about 9, and about 9 tablespoons. All right. I got a little carried away, counted to 12, but all right. I think we're good. And then lastly, liquid. 1 cup of water in the base recipe. We're going to use 3 cups since we're tripling it. You could use plant-based milk, you could use almond milk, you could use oat milk, you could use soy milk, you could use water. We like to just use water. And why, you may ask, are we separating the dry and the wet ingredients? And that's a good question. This is a non-yeasted, non-gluten bread recipe. a type of bread recipe. It's a sheet pan or like a sheet pan bread recipe. And so you need to cause some sort of reaction to get a nice fluffy bread, cornbread especially. And so we've got our apple cider vinegar, which reacts with baking soda. I get asked a lot of questions. This is baking soda, and so that will create the woof, that gives us a nice light and fluffy cornbread. And you want to do them separately because if you mix it all together and you just have them sitting there, you'll get a lot less of a reaction. So our dries are mixed up nicely. Here is our wet ingredients. Again, if you're just using a single batch, it'll be a lot less. There we go. You can already see it kind of bubbling and boiling there. We'll give it some good stirs. And you want this somewhat like a kind of wet cake batter. If you make it too dry or don't have enough liquid in there, it will be kind of too compacted, and so you won't get that rise. But then again, if you have it too liquidy, you're going to be baking it for 3 hours. So we're not going to be baking it for 3 hours.
I'll just say that. All right. And Bridgette, that looks pretty good.
All right, we're going to set that to the side, and here's what we're going to do. We're just going to add that in to our pan, and that should about double in size, so it's going to be cutting right to the top, which is good. We're serving quite a few people here. Bridgette, you're looking at it, but I can't see it when you're looking at it. Hit a little gloop at the bottom. Get that in there. We don't want to waste any, because when you grow it yourself and you grind it yourself, there's a lot of work and calories that went into that. Bridgette, would you like to give it the final stir? Wow, look at that. And the crowd goes wild for Bridgette Rose. Woo! All right, everyone. Now we're going to put it in the oven at 385 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 to 40 minutes. Check it at 30. If it looks like it's, you can stick a toothpick in there, pull it out cleanly, you're good to go. Bridgette's ready for some cornbread. We haven't even put it in the oven yet. So here we go, Bridge. Let's put this in, since we got it already started. Do this without making a mess. And you want to get it in the oven as quick as possible so that you can utilize those bubbles and the reaction you created between the baking soda and apple cider vinegar. So we're going to set that to 30 minutes. We will check it at 30. If it needs 5 or 10 more minutes, that's all right. Set it out to cool once it's done. 10, 15 minutes. It's going to be really tempting, but it will be hot, and we'll be good to go. All right, well, everyone, we will be back in a few short seconds on your screen to tell you how the cornbread turned out. Say, we'll be back. We'll be back. We'll be back. Hi. We are back. The cornbread is out of the oven. And Bridgette, while we were taking kind of the thumbnail picture, I think she likes it. Do you think they'll notice when we take it to the party and there's a little bit of a piece out? Who knows? Who knows? But can I have it? Well, you take a bite first. Here. And I'll take a bite. Dr. Milk can get a bite later. That is good stuff, Bridgette Rose. You're already thinking about the next bite, I know. It's nice and moist, crisp top to it, and all around really, really great cornbread. An easy recipe, one that you can throw together in just a few minutes. This one did take about 35 to 38 minutes, so we kept it in there for a few minutes longer. But again, this was a triple batch. If you're doing just a single batch, you're probably gonna be all right at 30 minutes at 385 degrees Fahrenheit. Bridgette, do you have anything else to add? Well, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe and share this video with anyone you think would enjoy it. More cornbread! More cornbread! And we'll also have a cool t-shirt that goes together with the cornbread, some sweet corn t-shirts that you want to check out. We've had those on our website, and we'll make sure to tag them in there. But Bridgette, do you have anything else to say on our easy, whole food, plant-based, vegan, healthy, delicious, homemade cornbread recipe? You just want more, don't you? All right, everyone. You want to say bye-bye? Bye-bye. We'll see you guys soon.